So on Veterans Day, I usually talk about what it really means to support the troops, and this Veterans Day is going to be no different. Now, whenever you hear the phrase support the troops, what's the first thing that comes to mind? I know for me, I have flashbacks to the 2004 election when the Bush campaign said about Kerry, he doesn't support the troops. When Republicans were saying about Democrats all around the country, they don't support the troops. And their argument was what? Their argument was, well, you're not in favor of the Iraq War, so obviously you don't support the troops. Think about how ridiculous that is. I mean, use that in the context of Vietnam. Well, you don't support sending more American soldiers to Vietnam to die for no good reason? Well, I guess you hate the troops. No. If anything, the opposite is true. You hate the troops for sending them to go die for no good reason. Now, the argument was, if we don't fight communism in Vietnam, well, goddamn it, it's going to spread like a virus. Next thing you know, they'll be knocking on your door in Kentucky. Except that was made up. That wasn't going to happen. It was just fear of the Soviet boogeyman. So we fought the war, and over 50,000 U.S. soldiers died. It was a waste. It was a waste. They should have never been sent there to die in the first place, and it's pro-troop to say that, not anti-troop. So they recycled the same bullshit argument that's been used historically, and liberals, of course, didn't effectively fight back. They had tried, no, I'm totally for the war and the troops, because you put them together, so now I'm just going to take the bait. When they should have counter-argued, but they didn't. So now to this day, we still have remnants of people making that argument. Oh, you don't support sending troops back into Iraq or being involved in Syria or wherever. Well, then I guess you don't support the troops, you're against the troops. No. It's time to end this once and for all. The real way to support the troops is to value their human life and only send them into harm's way when it is absolutely necessary. So I want to go ahead and give you a brief history, a partial history, I should say, of the interventions we've done, either bombing or other interventions, post-World War II. So you get a sense of how involved the U.S. has been around the world since then, and whether or not this is a good thing, and whether or not this is pro-troop. Now, if I repeat these places here, it's because we've been there more than once. So we've either bombed or intervened in, post-World War II, China, Korea, China again, Guatemala, Indonesia, Cuba, Guatemala again, Belgian Congo, Guatemala again, Dominican Republic, Peru, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, Guatemala again, Lebanon, Grenada, Libya, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Iran, Libya again, Panama, Iraq, Kuwait, Somalia, Bosnia, Iran, Sudan, Afghanistan, Yugoslavia, and Serbia, Afghanistan, Libya, Iraq again. Okay, that's a lot of fucking places. And again, that's a partial list. Now, not only that, who else have we supported? Yet again, I just want to be clear, this is a partial list. These are authoritarian regimes we've supported. Undemocratic regimes. Regimes that are anti-freedom. Because I know the neocons love to say, well, when we go around the world, we're supporting freedom. We're supporting democracy. That's why we're getting involved. Really? Then why'd you support dictators? Why'd you support authoritarian regimes? Why'd you support regimes that crack down on freedom? All right, just to give some examples. We supported the dictators Diaz, Batista, Somoza, Duvalier, Pinochet, Diem, Marcos, Mobutu, Ceausescu, the royal Saudi family, the Sultan of Oman, Mbasogo of Guinea. Some of these, by the way, I haven't even heard of. Berdy Muhammadov of Turkmenistan. Guys, the list is endless here. And what did the troops get for this? What did they get for this? 57,849 of them are homeless. That stat is as of 2013. It may have improved slightly today, but it's still an unacceptable number. 57,849. So these people were told, you're protecting freedom around the world. You're doing the right thing. You're protecting order. You're upholding international law. That's what they're told. You're the good guys. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to send you to invade all these different places. And oh, would you look at that? You actually went in there, and as a result of what you did, the ruling class can take their natural resources. And also we propped up authoritarian regimes, anti-freedom regimes, undemocratic regimes. So they're used as pawns in this global chessboard of imperialism. And then when they come back, over 57,000 of them homeless. They use you, and then they don't even respect you when you're back home. Let me give you more. Republicans cut food stamps for 900,000 vets. 900,000 vets were affected by a food stamp cut from the Republicans. Go fight for the corporations and to spread U.S. imperialism, fight to keep undemocratic regimes in place, and then come back, I'm going to cut your food stamps, I'm going to gut your social safety net programs, your home's going to be gone, I'm not going to sufficiently help you, and oh yeah, by the way, there's a backlog at the VA where you get your health care, and the Republicans filibustered a bill proposed by the Democrats to create 27 new VA clinics, which would have stopped that backlog. Tell me again who's pro-troop? Tell me again who's anti-troop? Listen, guys, the troops are people. They're human beings. You know how you support them? You know, if I was a soldier, you know how I would like to be supported? I would want you to scream from the fucking rooftops and go nuts if I'm ever sent into a place where I shouldn't fucking be. Or if I'm only going there for Honeywell and Boeing and GE and Halliburton and ExxonMobil and other multinational corporations that get rich off of this in the military-industrial complex. I would want you to say, you're never fucking sending these poor men and women ever on my watch unless it's to defend the nation from imminent attack like, for example, it was in World War II, which was a totally just war. That's how you protect the troops. I'm the one that's pro-troop, okay? If you're a Republican and you support all these interventions, you're against the troops.